Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel, that is Jobs Tracker. Hope you all are having a great day. Let us begin with our today's video. So this is the second video of the Java most important interview question series. In this video, we are going to discuss about the static and final keyword in Java. So if you have attended any of the interviews for 2+ years of experience or even more than that, okay, 3+ years of experience, 5+ years of experience, then this is one of the most common question that is asked by the interviewers to confuse the candidates. So that is the reason we are covering all the important questions, all the important points about the static and the final keyword in this video. So without wasting any more time, let us move forward. But I have a small request for you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Jobs Tracker, because we have started this series. This is the second video. I've given the link basically of the first video, that is abstract classes and interfaces, in the description box. You can go and watch that video as well and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So let us move forward. The number one point that we are going to discuss is what exactly is the static keyword. Okay, so basically static keyword is used to indicate that a member, it can be variable, it can be method, or it can be also a static block. That block or that variable or even that method belongs to the class rather than the specific instance of the class. Now as you all know that we create basically objects using the classes, right? So suppose there is an employee class, right, and the employee is basically from a particular company, right? You are creating an application, okay, and that application is basically for a company. So in that case, there is a variable, suppose, that is the name of the company. So name of the company will be constant overall for all the things, right? So that is the reason where you can use a static keyword, right? Either you can create a constant, okay, or you can create a static member which can be accessed using directly the class name. It is not the property of basically the object, okay, that is created using like, or the instance that is created using the particular class. Okay, so basically what you can say that static methods are shared across all the objects of the class. Okay, static methods cannot override instance method. This is again interview question. Interviewer can directly ask you, can static methods override instance methods? No, okay, they cannot do it. Now the next important question point is static members are loaded into memory once, improving the memory efficiency. So they can ask you that what can you do with static, okay, static keyword, to improve the memory. So basically what happens is that when the like application is being loaded and everything, right? So at that time static members are loaded into the memory only once. So you don't, that is not done again and again, and it saves a lot of memory. Okay, now let us discuss what exactly is the final keyword. We are also going to see the difference between both of them, because a lot of interviewers ask the difference between both of them. Okay, so the final keyword, okay, it is used basically to indicate that a variable, method, or even a class, it cannot be modified or overridden. Okay, so you know that you might have seen in the constants, right? You write static final constant, right? Private static or public final static constant, right? So in that case also, it is used to indicate that the variable, method, or even class cannot be modified or it cannot be overridden. Okay, final, you cannot override or you cannot modify. So final variables basically must be initialized either at the time of declaration or in the constructor. This is again one important question, like when should the final variables be initialized? Okay, at the time of declaration or during the constructor you have to declare it. Next is, this final keyword prevents modification or overriding of variables, methods, and classes. This is the most important point. Okay, now let us quickly have a look at the difference between them. This is very important. Okay, here on the left hand side you can see aspect, then you have static and final keyword. Okay, now what is the scope basically? Okay, so static scope is that it belongs to the class. Okay, it is a class level thing, right? Keyword. But final, it prevents modification, that is the, it provides constant behavior to methods, variables, and objects, right? Basically, what exactly are variables? Okay, so what will happen if you add a static keyword in front of a variable? So that property, that variable, is shared across all the instance of the class. It will be constant, it will be same for all the instance of the classes. Okay, but in case of final, once assigned, okay, once the value is assigned for the variable, it cannot be reassigned. Okay, once the object is initialized, okay, and then the value is assigned to that object, then final variables cannot be reassigned. Okay, now in case of methods for static, okay, so here you can read that can be accessed without creating an instance. So this is very easy. Okay, with static you can access without creating an instance. Okay, so that method, basically static method, you know, might know that in interfaces we have introduced static methods, right? So why? Because you can directly use the interface name and then call the method. You don't have to create the object particular. Okay, now in case of finals, final keyword for methods, okay, cannot be overridden by the subclasses. So final methods cannot be overridden. Okay, now in case of static, okay, if you consider classes, so not applicable for classes, but definitely there are some subclasses that can be applicable to an anonymous class or something. So that we will discuss in later, like different video. Okay, but just remember that it is not applicable for classes. Okay, that is static keyword. Now in case of final, okay, so it prevents the class from being subclassed. Okay, this is again important question about the final keyword and the behavior with respect to classes. Now, static and final keyword, what is the inheritance impact? Okay, does not affect inheritance. Okay, static does not affect inheritance, but final keyword, it restricts inheritance and overrides. Okay, next important thing is execution context. Okay, so what is exactly with static keyword? So executed once per class load. When the class is loaded, the, okay, basically static block or something, then it is executed only once. Okay, and final keyword depends on object instantiation, okay, for variable specifically. Okay, so this is basically the difference between static and final keyword, and this is of utmost important, guys. This is the most asked interview question. That is the reason you should prepare it thoroughly. Okay, thank you for watching this entire video, guys. Do share this video with all of your friends who are working in the IT industry, who are Java developers, who are Spring Boot developers. This is very important for all of them. Thank you again.